All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to this regular meeting of the Tigard-Tualatin School Board. I'll call this meeting to order at 6:31 p.m. And just to let folks know, we did meet earlier this evening in an executive session convened under ORS 192.6602I to review and evaluate the performance of the superintendent or any other public officer, employee, or staff member unless that person requests an open hearing. So with that, are there any changes to the agenda?
Yes, I actually have one change to the agenda under section action items, section 11, part C, the new course proposal, IB Theater, that actually does not require board approval. So we're good to go on that. So scratch it.
All right. Still very exciting.
Thank you.
All right. I will take a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
I would like to make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
Motion is made by Vice Chair Jaimes and seconded by Director Zerschmidt. Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, I'll move to a choral vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, and with that, we will move to recognition and good news.
Okay, good evening, Chair Urban, Vice Chair Jaimes, board members, student representatives, and Dr. Udo Seneta. This evening, I'm excited to just hand over the mic to Tigard High School theater teacher, Tori Scholes, who is going to, is joined by thespian student to share information about the theater program and some of their successes this year.
We're having some technical difficulty really quick, Thor. Just a moment. You're on the wrong slides. He's gonna give you the correct slides. So, hi, while this is happening, my name is Tori Lee Scholes. I am the theater director at Tigard High School. I am also the Equity Outreach Board member for the state of Oregon, working on the national level with trying to make sure that theater is not just that there's many different aspects of theater, and that it seems approachable for different communities that might not think about when we're doing theater. And when we get to our state conference, I'll talk a little bit about some of the really amazing things that we got to do at state as well. But I'm going to pass it over to our board president, our thespian president, Asher Bond.
Hi. Next slide, please. First off, I'd like to explain what is a thespian. To be a thespian doesn't just mean participating in live theater. The International Thespian Society is an honor society, and to gain and retain membership, thespian troupes must uphold and demonstrate a certain set of values and level of quality in their programs. Our thespian troupe from Tigard High School, Troop 2833, has put a tremendous amount of effort into providing quality theater education for its members and experiences for its communities. We would like to share with you some of our accomplishments from our past year to demonstrate this. Next slide, please. This year, we were able to successfully produce 3 main stage productions: Night of the Living Dead, She Loves Me, and Alice in Wonderland. Next slide, please. Just the act of putting on a show provides a place where so many skills are developed for all of the students involved. Being involved in the shows has taught me, just to name a few, digital design and marketing skills, technical theater skills, including sound and lighting design, construction for set and props, management and teamwork skills, costume design and seamstressing, hair and makeup design, stage presence and public speaking, and customer interfacing, along with so many other important skills. Next slide, please. Here are some pictures of our show from this year. These shows have also created a space where I've found my closest friends and created life-changing memories that I will never forget. Next slide, please. But it's not all fun and games. This year, our troupe was also astonishingly successful competitively. This was our 4th year in a row placing first in the Oregon Thespians Tech Challenge, and we had an internationally qualifying Chapter Select 1-act, an internationally qualifying makeup design, and an internationally qualifying solo musical performance. Also, earlier this year, my vice president, Vera Hardy, and I both won top place awards at a different statewide thespian event, receiving first place as technical director, first place for technical design, and second place for improvised acting scene. Next slide, please. Here are some photos of all of our thespians with all of our awards this year. Next slide, please. But most importantly, the efforts from our troupe this year to create the most welcoming and safe environment possible have yielded some of the strongest bonds and friendships I may ever have. Just this last Saturday, we closed our final show of the year. Seniors took their final bows, and afterwards, all of us students held our final cast party. Now, you might expect a party of 60 theater kids to end with the cops being called. But rather, we spent the majority of it crying. We sat in a large circle and little groups huddled around campfires, and we spent the hours telling each other how much the things we've done together mean to us, how much every person there mattered to every other person. There were so many tears of love, goodbye hugs, and speeches to those of us who are moving on. And these are just a couple numerous things that have been shared with me over the past few days from other thespians, sharing just how much the theater means to us all. Next slide, please. There's some more. If you would like to all look at these later, I don't think you want to read them all right now. Next slide, please. And next slide again. Here are some photos of the very strong community we've built. The third one in on the top is a photo of a whole bunch of shoes, you might notice, which is funny, but that is all of the shoes in a pile in the doorway at our cast party from last Saturday. It's like 65 pairs of shoes or something. It was really fun. We were also, next slide please, sorry. We were also able to do so much outreach to the Tigard community at large this year. Through fundraisers, sponsorships, and volunteer work, we've been able to support local businesses and put on fun events. For example, we held a pancake breakfast where kids could come and eat with the characters of Alice in Wonderland before our show. Next slide, please. And here are some photos of those events. Some other things we did were held community movie nights. We had a princess tea party for children to come drink tea with dress-up princesses. We were able to do a yard work fundraiser where we did yard work for our community and raise funds for ourselves. We were able to help the nearby Metzger Park with their annual Easter egg hunt. We set up a display in the Tigard Library, and we have attended a birthday party to act as agents, spies.
So at our, next slide, sorry. So at state this year, we were able to also meet with our representative, Ben Bowman, and a roundtable with other theater students to talk to him about the importance of the arts at the state level. And it was really amazing to have our students be able to communicate with our representative and advocate. And one of the other things that we were able to do, and me and my position on the board, we were able to reach out to the Oregon School for the Deaf and have them attend our state conference for the first time, trying to move forward with how do we look at students who might have different needs in our space and do it in a way that would be in good practice and not just throwing things together and not doing our due diligence. So we're excited to be working with them in the future with ASL. We also reached out to Chippewa School for Indigenous students, and we're going to kind of circle back on that. We've done a lot at the state level, but internationals. Now we are going to be presenting and competing at the International Festival in Bloomington, Indiana. And part of that week-long festival is very intensive. One of the keynote speakers is Stephen Schwartz, who wrote Wicked, as well as many other musicals. There is also going to be workshops led by the writer Mr. Zimmerman, who has written for Gilmore Girls as well as Golden Girls, and the students would be able to take workshops from them. We have makeup and costume workshops that they can attend as well. The experience that I had taking students from Tigard 4 years ago, we had Destiny Steele, who is a wig maker who was formerly a Broadway performer, who over the pandemic went back to school to learn how to make wigs for people with textured hair. She herself is African American, and she led a workshop that was really eye-opening about how we use makeup on people of color, and how we use their bodies in our space, because we do have a lot of people of color on stage, but the people who are making decisions for those people are not always asking what best practices are. So part of the International Festival, students will be able to take workshops from industry professionals who work on Broadway, who work across the nation in different areas, and they will be able to bring that back to our students so we can further grow our program and become better human beings on stage as well as in the world. But we want to thank everybody here for letting us present. It is next slide. It is my privilege to have such kind and dedicated human beings that I get for 4 years, and that then I get to see go out into the world. So Asher's a senior this year. He will be graduating, and I will miss him very much. We also had Jose Salas, who was our student thespian officer this year. He represented Tigard High School at the state level as well. Unfortunately, his term ended, because he's graduating. But our board has just been so taken with him and sees his potential for leadership that we've asked him back to be an ambassador for our alumni going forward. And so we're going to see what that looks like. Jose will be attending Pacific University, so he'll be close. And I'm excited for what he might do as an ambassador for our alumni and our thespians of color. So that's another thing that I'm really excited and proud about.
Any questions or comments from any of our board members? Oh,
I find it funny that you said thank you for letting you present here. I want to say thank you for coming and presenting to us. And your comment, Asher, about the public speaking skills you've learned as part of being a thespian are clearly on display tonight. You did a dazzling job, so thank you for that. And also your comment about the importance of improv. I really appreciated that. My own daughter is a thespian, and for her, improv was really the key that unlocked it all for her, because it did lead to that self-confidence in public speaking and thinking on the fly. And so many of those critical skills that we try to teach our kids in school are right there in theater. So thank you so much for coming this evening.
Nathan?
Well. It is very interesting to be in this position right now. But as a fellow thespian of this troupe, I do have to say, these 4 years have been one of the greatest things in my entire life. The bonds that I've made, and I'll say it again, theater didn't save my life. It was the people like Asher right here who have. And let me just say at that cast party, yes, many tears were shed, but don't worry, Asher brought many people tea to requench all the tears that were shed. And so I'm very thankful for them for doing so, because that tea was something. Thank you for all these 4 years. It has been amazing, and I'm very sad that we're now going away, and we'll see how it goes. But thank you so much. And you, Miss Scholes, thank you for these 4 years as well. It has been magnificent. I would not be the person that I am today, I guess, in this position right now too. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Nathan. Oh, one other thing before I forget. We have this year started our first year with CTE, with technical theater and recording production. I'm hoping to grow that program for our students, and we just got a really nifty little video made, and I hope that we can put it on the website for the school district, because there's a lot of opportunities out there in tech and recording production, and this being our first year, we've already achieved so much with our CTE program, and I'm excited about growing it some more.
That's wonderful. Any other? Vice Chair?
I just want to say thank you to all the thespians and to you, Miss Scholes, because I think that you have brought the Tigard program up a notch. I think it was really good before, and then you came on board, and it's so much better. Like all of the plays that I have been to have been, they have this nuance. Like there's a level of artistic elevation that I think you're definitely bringing to the theater program. So thank you so much for that. And yes, I heard all about the tea and the crying from Damian. So yes, I can attest to that as well.
I'd like someone to spill the tea, but in lieu of that, I was just curious, Asher, in terms of sort of this 4-year sort of arc in your career here as a thespian, what's like the biggest takeaway? It doesn't have to be like the biggest accomplishment, but just like highlight that memory, like that core memory that you're going to take with you. But no pressure.
That's a big question.
Or
the
one of
biggest
them.
takeaway from my past 4 years in the theater.
Or one of them, right? It doesn't have to be like the top spot, but just.
I think it's probably, not just the friendships I've made with my other board members and I guess we could say coworkers in the theater, but it's learning how to work with those people, because sometimes you're thrown together with a group and the group doesn't always mesh the best, but the show must go on, and learning how to move past those difficulties and learning how to work best with people that you might not initially work best with has been a very, very useful skill that I've gained and used so many times from the theater.
That is fantastic. Thank you. Are we doing a picture? All right. Like they do it.
All right, we have one more quick celebration that Alex Pulaski, our Director of Communications, Community Relations, is going to share really quick.
Good evening. With graduation near on the horizon in communications, we're putting together some videos that celebrate that moment. It's under the heading of Gratitude with a hard D. And what gratitude is all about is celebrating how students are making it to that finish line of graduation, and at the same time recognizing the people who helped get them there. A A lot of times we take it for granted that kids are going to get to graduation, but for many of our students, they're overcoming some serious obstacles, as all of you know here. The concept is we work with the high schools to identify some kids who face some challenges. We meet with them. We ask them to let us know as they face that hill or even that mountain who took them by the hand and helped get them over the top to where they're getting. And we're going to show you 2 of these tonight. And over the next couple of weeks, you'll be seeing them on our website and through social media. And I'll let you judge for yourself. These are, by the way, the pretty low production values. Usually when we go out to shoot videos, we're using some pretty fancy cameras and microphones and lighting. These are meant to be really accessible, just shot with a phone. So here you go.
Hi, I'm Jaden Manlove. I'm a senior here at Tigard High School, and the teacher that I'm going to be recognizing is Mr. Thompson. Throughout high school, I never really had a father figure or somebody to look up to in a mentoring way, and I never had him as a history teacher my freshman year, but I did have him in this program that we call Intercambia, and throughout this program, he's taught me so much, and I can't thank him enough for what he's done for me and all the other people in class, and just, he's such a great teacher.
We're going to share it out to the whole group and just let people know.
Hey, Mr. Thompson.
Hey!
I wanted to let you know that I appreciate you a ton, and I just can't thank you enough for what you've done for me.
Hey!
Hi, I'm Jaden.
So that was Jaden, and this is AJ.
Hi, I'm AJ, or Audrey Joy Sanaki, and I'm here to thank Miss Wilson. Basically, from a freshman, I didn't do good. I wasn't struggling in class and everything, with home and everything like that. And Miss Wilson and Sierra, this class has really helped me to show me that teachers can be anyone. They can do anything, and that diversity that they shows me that I can do it as well. So I really want to thank them, and this is it.
I talked to Ms. Johnson, and you are in AGS 2 again, and you're in toning and shaping.
Miss Wilson?
Yes?
I want to thank you because you are so amazing and inspirational. You're always there for me, even if it's not in class, and I see you as like one of the best up here, for sure. You really mothered me and taken me in, and I appreciate it because I wouldn't be here without you.
Well, you're a delight. Thank you.
Very cool.
Yeah, so that's gratitude, and we'll be having a handful of those coming out over the next couple of weeks. And usually I do what you do. I've seen it now about 5 times, so but that always gets me, those kind of moments. The teachers don't know that this is, we've prefaced it a little bit, but they don't know exactly the moment, so it captures that. So thank you.
That is amazing and wonderful. Thank you. There's that thing where supposedly if you're doing math, like if your kid's really upset, tell them to do math problems and they won't cry. So I'm like, I do that a lot. I'm like 4 + 4, 9 × 7. Like, it doesn't really help.
I just want to say, as a parent of a graduating
Yes,
senior,
that's
that's not
that's
cool.
cruel.
I
know.
Yeah, not spring that on us like that.
Yeah. Yep. I need to prep for that. All right. That was wonderful. And with that, we'll move to our student rep reports.
All right. So, as we know, May is Asian American Pacifica Islander Month, and with that, last week there was a game night that I planned with my Asian Student Union with Pacifica. It was so much fun. We played some Jeopardy. There was definitely a lot of tension between each group, but we also had a spicy ramen challenge, and lots of mouths were on fire. It was very, very funny. And we're waiting to post it on our Instagram. Hopefully they don't sue us for a little mess, but it's all good. It's all good. As stated before, Alice in Wonderland has finished. It was such an amazing production. It was so bittersweet to have it as my last production of high school, but I am glad it is over. Oh, I am exhausted, but still very, very fond memories of it. Also, along with May, there is Mental Health Awareness Month. And so for one of my clubs, Work to Be Well, it has teamed up with Stud and our No Place for Hates to help do a few kindness weeks. So last week and today after school, we had some rock paintings behind the learning stairs where people made some super cute rocks. Oh my gosh, they're so adorable. And then this week on Thursday is our lunch activity. So we're gonna have a bunch of stuff. And then later on, I think in the last week of May, there's gonna be a super fun Cook Park party where we're gonna put those little painted stones all around Cook Park. It's gonna be fabulous. And we have on Thursday as well my National Honor Society induction ceremony, which is crazy. It's at 6 p.m., so I'm gonna have to come in later in school. And I will be, you know, as an officer for NHS, I'm gonna get congratulated, which I'm kind of excited for. So that'll be fun. And on Friday as well, so at Tigard High School, for all of our assemblies, there's a little games we play, and each grade gets a point if they win a game, and our seniors got the most point. So we get free Jamba Juice, which I am very ecstatic for. I am very, very happy for. So if any seniors are listening, don't forget to bring your student IDs, and it's a first come, first served basis. So I'm gonna rush in as fast as I can to get some, because I love Jamba Juice.
On that note, I'm going to talk about sports over here at Tigard. We have a new athletic director next school year, which is Jason Ashley. He's also one of our counselors currently, and then we have a new head coach for girls volleyball, which is Rain Shriver. I think I'm pronouncing her last name correctly. And then on May 28th, the FND group presidents are going to be heading over to the Nike World headquarters campus for a field trip to celebrate what all the stuff that we've been working on. And then the day after that, on May 29th, Tigard Today will be putting on Hot Ones, which is a competition where students and staff will be eating the hottest, like, hot wings and answering questions to win a prize. And then the following day after that, we have yearbook distribution during both Monday and after school.
They always make announcements sound much more funner than they are. Okay, for Tigard-Tualatin Virtual Academy, we just had our spring forward with TTVA. It was a community night event. It went very well. There were families that connected with teachers and staff. It's always good to connect in person since online can be very slow. But after that, we have student work session on May 30th. That is going to be our last one of the year. We have it every quarter, so this is going to be our last one. So it's the last for seniors. But something super fun for our last one, we are going to have a therapy dog. We are going to have a special guest, Lucy. She's going to stop by from 10 to 11 a.m. to hang out with students, maybe that they're ready for summer, that are maybe dealing with anxious thoughts, or just to play around, for funsies. And finally, we have our graduation for our seniors that will be flying off to college and wherever their future takes them. So that'll be June 4th, and that is it for my announcements.
At Tualatin, a lot of the announcements have to do with the end of the year and the end of things. Spring sports, baseball and softball playoffs start next week. Clubs are having their final meetings this week and next week. For example, Communicare, who raises money to donate to nonprofits, they'll be having their banquet tomorrow after school downtown, getting together with all the other Communicare clubs in the Portland metro area and talking about what they fundraised for, where the money went, actually handing the checks over. They have the big checks and real ones. IB testing has consumed a lot of the month. That wraps up this Wednesday, I believe. Last one is HL Math Part 3. And then, obviously, graduation's coming up in a couple weeks.
Wonderful. Thank you, guys. All right, and we'll move on to superintendent report.
Good evening, everybody. And by the way, how many of you all are taking IB testing right now? Well, congratulations on getting that done, because I know it's a beast, and you'll be relieved when it's done, so congrats. So I just want to start by thanking our student advisors. So I want to say thank you to Nathan, Moss, Brittany, Jamie, Sky, if they're watching, and Evelyn. So you all brought so much to the boardroom. You brought perspective. What you're doing is a true community service. You're giving your time and you're representing your classmates. And so you've been able to weigh in on things like cell phones and budget reductions. And so it's not lost on us and how important your student voice is. So thank you so much. And I want to say good luck to our seniors who are parting ways. We look forward to you coming back and returning. I don't know if you're going to return to a board meeting, but you're always welcome. Right. So, and again, just thank you so much for all that you've done, and welcome to a couple of our new student advisors that are going to be joining us next year. So, also, I want to talk about the election. So tomorrow's election day. And first off, I want to thank all of those who have already voted. Tomorrow is the deadline. So if you haven't voted, I really encourage you to do so. And I've received a few messages from voters via email. Thank you for those emails that have said that it was kind of hard to locate the ballot measure. So remember, our bond is ballot measure 34342. Sorry, tongue twister. 34342, and it's on the back side of the ballot. And so if you're wondering where it is, that's where it's at. And on a side note, I know that the bond process has sparked a lot of meaningful discussion in our community. And from the very beginning, our focus has always been to provide clear and accurate information so that voters fully understand the bond and they understand both the short and long-term impacts of what the bond will do if it's passed or if it's not passed. Right. So also want to thank the PAC members for all the work they've done on getting the information out. And I also want to say thank you to Interim Communications Director Alex Pulaski for all the work that him and his team have dedicated to this effort of having people make an informed decision on the future of our district. So thank you very much. And we'll be awaiting for the results tomorrow. Staying very impartial. Thank you. So also graduation season is upon us, as Jamie and Nathan have mentioned. And last night, I had the opportunity and the honor of being a keynote speaker at the Tigard Rotary Scholarship Banquet. And so at this event, it was a packed house. Chair Irvin was there. There was about 350 people there in the Tigard Commons. And we got to recognize over 40 stellar scholars and seniors from Tigard High School. So it was a really great event to recognize students for all that they've accomplished over the last 4 years and really 13 years. And we really value our partnership with the Rotary and all they do to recognize students. Importantly, we value the time that the Tigard staff put into making that event possible and coming out on Sunday night and making sure that people were taken care of. So shout out to Esme and to Principal Barron and her team for making a really special night for our families and our community. And also graduation-wise, it's just around the corner, a couple of weeks. So TTVA kicks things off on June 4th, Creekside's the next day, followed by Tigard High School on June 6th, and we wrap things up with Tualatin High School on Saturday the 7th at Memorial Coliseum. So, nope, where's it at? PSU, that's right. Change of plans. Thank you for catching that. I was going off of my memory. So it's at PSU this year, right? And there's a ticket system. So, but congratulations to seniors, and we'll be ready to put on our caps and gowns and hand out some diplomas. And then finally, the last thing, and Thor, if you can put up that picture. This is Kim, and Kim is actually a really shy person, so this is like a very candid picture of Kim Leung. She is our food services director, and I want to take a moment to recognize her and her team because she was honored as the Western Regional Director of the Year for the School Nutrition Association. For 5 years, Kim has led with care and vision, introducing diverse food options while also being strategic and fiscally responsible. In true Kim fashion, she was quick to shy away from being in the spotlight. And she didn't want it on herself. Rather, she really wanted the credit to go to her team, which is the hallmark of a good leader. But we really do want to recognize all the work that she's done and give congratulations to her and her team for taking care of our kiddos, making sure they stay fed and doing it while being fiscally sound. So thank you, Kim. And then that concludes my updates. There's some hand claps for Kim. On June 9th, I will be sharing some updates around summer learning, federal programming, if we have updates for that, and much more. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All right. Board updates. Who wants to go first? Does anybody have updates? Go ahead.
Thank you, Chair Irvin. So I really appreciate all the end of year activities. It's really bittersweet. It is hard as a parent, as a board member watching the graduations. Really appreciate working with all of our student representatives. Thank you so much. And I did want to talk a little bit about, we've gotten a lot of public comments, and I've been thinking about them a lot. And I've been reflecting on, our role as a board. We're not involved in everything, of course, nor should we be. But I've been reflecting on the possibility of considering a policy that would just allow us to discuss, because we're in a time of budget cuts and declining enrollment, the possibility of discussing, being able to discuss what programming we keep, so that we can be fair across different schools, consider the educational value of our electives, be able to incorporate cultural and community considerations such as heritage languages, courses that bring together communities of students, the value to the overall community of courses, the impact of eliminating courses on any families that might be weighing private school, and just the prestige and overall excellence represented by our programming. And I know Dr. Udo Sanada had talked about really being intentional about considering what we're offering between schools. So I really appreciate that work that you've been doing as well. And I just wanted to share those reflections.
Thank you. Director Zerschwing?
Yeah. So I wanted to start by talking about the budget committee meeting that we had last week. I wanted to thank the budget committee members for coming to that meeting. I thought we had a really robust conversation, really no punches pulled about asking the difficult questions, like what we had been hearing in the community about their concerns. And I thought that Director C did an amazing job walking us through her slideshow, which was so informative about what the truths are about the budget, and where we really stand. One of the things that's been very frustrating to me, and I'm sure to other board members, has been the amount of misinformation out in the community about where we stand with regard to, say, our reserve. I've heard people say, it's raining, so we should be spending the rainy day fund. But the truth is the rainy day fund is gone. We've already spent it, so there's nothing there left to spend, which is hugely frustrating because we all want all of those amazing programs that we're offering. And so cutting anything is painful for all of us. But I think we've got really a great team in place in the administration, but we've also got a great team in place in the community to review our budget and our budget committee. And it was extraordinarily disappointing to me on that evening that there was not a single member of the public in the audience. And so I'm here to plead with people to please watch on YouTube that meeting. It's on YouTube. Just search for the TTSD. You'll find our budget committee meeting. It's 90 minutes long, and I think people will find the information in that slide deck that Director C presented very informative.
Thank you so much. Vice Chair?
So I want to say go vote. I don't have to remain impartial, right? I mean, I can say go vote for the bond, right? So yeah, go vote for the bond. I mean, that's like That's an obvious one, I guess. And vote for Chair Irvin, Director Weston, and myself. Can I say that too? Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Director Miles?
Well, in the interest of being brief, I was going to mention the election. I was going to mention looking forward to all the graduations, and I was going to talk about the budget. So everybody else already did that. So I will also, I know that we're going to have time to celebrate our student reps, so I'll wait to say thank you to all then. But I also know that school is winding down. I just want to say, I know we've still got a little bit of time, but I just want to say thank you to all of our very hardworking staff, our very hardworking students, our very hardworking administrators, and our very hardworking superintendent. A lot has been accomplished this year. I know we've still got some time to go, but it feels like, at least as a parent, it's already grinding toward a halt. So thank you, everybody.
Yes, similar. I have student reps. I have Rotary Awards ceremony on my list. I have to vote on my list. I have Kim and the budget meeting. I will add about the, so thank you all for reading my mind. I will say a couple of things to tag on to the budget committee meeting. Truly that presentation, Director C, was phenomenal. I mean, I have had people that I don't think have necessarily tuned into very many meetings talk about that and how it was, because some people understand the graphs and the things and the vipers and the spreadsheets and all the whatever pieces, and that is great. But a lot of people, if that's not how their learning style and how their brain works, the way that you presented it and really upfront kind of talked about, we know these are the concerns, and like, let's talk about it and get it out there and really explain in a really just easy way to understand. I have had multiple people tell me how much they appreciated that and how they just had multiple aha moments. Like, oh, okay, that totally makes sense. Oh, I get why we're doing it that way. Oh, I understand reserves, like all of the things. So I can't underscore how really wonderful that presentation was and how helpful that was to our community. So if you haven't seen it, to Director Zershmade's point, I would take a look, because it really does explain in the most accessible way kind of all of the things that we're managing that are both within our control and without our control. So I wanted to plus one on that. And the other thing that I did want to mention is last week I had the opportunity to go to Tualatin High School and go into Mr. Robertson's science class. It was marine biology. And he contacted me after the meeting last time and just was like, I'd love to come see your class. And I almost did marine biology, so this would be very cool. And so he had a whole lab set up around how to clean up an oil spill, which, side note, I did when in Eugene because there was the mill race. So I had experience with that, and I could help the students figure it out. Anyway, it was wonderful, and it was hands-on, and it was really, when we're kind of talking about, we have students with different languages of dominance in terms of what their home language may or not be. It was incredibly inclusive to every language learner in that class. It was really wonderful to see so many pieces of things that we talk about in here happening in that classroom. So kudos to that class and Mr. Robertson. I just wanted to give them a shout out. And that is all for me. Go vote. All right. And so with that, I also have 2 birthdays. So Director Reed on May 22nd and one of our student reps, Moss, on May 28th. So happy birthday. And I will pass those out momentarily. And so in the next piece, we do have one public comment. So will you pass out the things? Yeah. Well, I will read the public comment directions so we can be efficient. All right, so the process and expectations for a public comment. After being recognized by the board chair, you will identify yourself with your full name and zip code of residence. Public comments are shared with the board during the public comment portions of the meeting and are limited to 3 minutes. Your comment should be brief and concise, and the time will start on the timer behind you once your name, or behind me, once your name and zip code have been stated. A group of visitors with a common purpose should designate a spokesman for the group. You may also submit written public comment, which will be read by the board and become part of the public record, including the meeting minutes, but will not be read aloud at the meeting. Speakers may offer objective criticism of school operations and programs. The board will not hear comments regarding any individual district staff member nor any person connected with the school system. And we don't have to worry about it, won't exceed 30 minutes. Board members, again, will not be responding to public comment. This is really a time for us to hear what you have to say. And so we will follow up if necessary after the meeting. And finally, TTSD is no place for bias or hate. There will be no profanity or language that minimizes or causes harm to anyone else's identity per policy ACC. If such language is used, the speaker will forfeit the remainder of their time and be removed from the meeting. So with that, I would welcome Jeremy Zander.
There we go. My zip code is 97007. My name is Jeremy Zander. Good evening. I come to you tonight as a former Fowler Middle School and Tigard High School band student, a former Fowler band director, and a music educator with 20 years of experience throughout Oregon. I'm also a past president of the Oregon Music Education Association. Now, before I get to my main point, I would like to express my sincere hope that your bond measure passes. Fowler Middle School felt like it needed an update back when I was a student 30 years ago. I'm here tonight, though, because I am deeply concerned about the proposed changes to 6th grade band and choir offerings at Fowler. These changes would have a long-term and profound negative impact not only on Fowler's music program and the school, but also on those at Tigard High School and across the district. There is a wealth of research demonstrating the benefits of music education: stronger academic performance, improved attendance, better mental health, and greater student engagement. I expect others have spoken and will continue to speak to that research at other times, but instead I want to focus on something more pragmatic and perhaps less often discussed. That is the actual cost of cutting music. When I taught at Fowler from 2007 to 2010, my band classes regularly had over 50 students. My smallest class had 40, my largest 78. Those weren't just large classes, by the way. They were engaged, motivated, and successful students. If those students weren't in band, the district would have needed to create multiple additional class sections and hire more teachers to serve them elsewhere. Far from saving money, cutting music risks increasing staffing costs and crowding other classrooms. Districts that invest in a fully articulated, sequential, accessible K-12 music program consistently will see high student participation. By investing in these programs, with the potential for large class sizes, districts have the potential to save money in the long run. All the while, music classes also create lasting value for students, whether or not those students go on to pursue music professionally. I now work as a full-time music educator in Beaverton School District, and I'm still in touch with dozens of former Fowler students who have become professional musicians, engineers, and educators. But even more importantly, I've seen hundreds of lives enriched. Students who gained confidence, community, and purpose. Please don't make a decision that will take those opportunities away. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. And that was our only one for this evening. All right. So we will move to our first action item. We split this up a little bit different. So we'll have an action item and then our reports and discussion and then a couple more action items. So for this first one, it is to recognize our student representatives. And I know Brittany had to leave and a couple others had other commitments. But so Brittany Granados, Evelyn Agosto Geronimo, Nathan Tran, Moss Weigel, Jamie Hartman, and Sky Rowe have done an exceptional job serving as the student representatives between their school and the Tigard-Tualatin School District Board of Directors. Tonight, the board is asked to approve Resolution 2425-14 for Brittany Granados, Resolution 2425-15 for Evelyn Agosto Geronimo, Resolution 2425-16 for Nathan Tran, Resolution 2425-17 for Moss Weigel, and Resolution 2425-18 for Jamie Hartman, and finally, Resolution 2425-19 for Sky Rowe in recognition of their outstanding reporting and interaction with the TTSD board. And we will have those resolutions for you once this is passed. And so at this point, I would first offer, we can do this one of two ways. We can get a motion and then we can discuss, because I know we all have things we want to say to our members that are leaving us, or we can talk about that now and have the comments and then do the motion to approve the resolutions. So either someone will give me a motion or a comment. How about that?
I would like to make a motion. I move that the Board of Directors approve Resolution 2425-14, recognizing the outstanding contributions of Tigard-Tualatin Virtual Academy student representative to the board, Brittany Granados. Resolution 2425-15, recognizing the outstanding contributions of Tigard High School student representative to the board, Evelyn Agosto Geronimo. Resolution 2425-16, recognizing the outstanding contributions of Tigard High School student representative to the school board, Nathan Tran. Resolution 2425-17, recognizing the outstanding contributions of Tigard High School student representative to the board, Mas Weigel. Resolution 2425-18, recognizing the outstanding contributions of Tualatin High School student representative to the board, Jamie Hartman. And Resolution 2425-19, recognizing the outstanding contributions of Tualatin High School student representative to the board, Sky Rowe, as presented.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on the motion? Yeah, just a skosh.
Just a little skosh. Go ahead. Oh, thank you. I just want to say thank you so much for all of your efforts that you put into the role of representative to the board. We learned a lot from you all in terms of what was going on in the schools, so I really appreciated that. And it always had a flair of just awesomeness that you guys brought with it. And so in the past 4 years that we've been doing this, I don't think there's been that enthusiasm and flair that you brought to it. So I really appreciated that. But not only was there flair, but also very informative. And in previous years, there's been competition. This time it was all very collaborative. So I appreciate that. And, what else can I say? You all are very, amazing students that are going to go lots of places, right? And some of you guys are coming back, and we'll talk about that later. But yeah, thank you.
And I would echo all of those comments, but I'd like to add to it. One of the things that's really fun as one of the adults in the room when all the students come in at the beginning of the year, even you, Nathan, were quiet. And less so Jamie because he was returning, but seeing the sense of not knowing how to navigate this space and what exactly was going to be expected of you, and then watching over the course of the year you progress and become these wonderfully animated and informative sources for us, and questioning sources for us, making sure that the questions that we didn't think of to ask were getting asked. And I really appreciate that, that you do that, and that we get to watch you grow in that way. And so then by the end of the year, I feel like I know you all really well, and it's so cool to see you. So I'm very proud of you, and I hope you're proud of yourselves, and I wish you all the best in the future, and I'm looking forward to seeing you when you come back next year.
Dr. Miles.
I want to thank you all. Thank you for your insight. Thank you for your humor. Thank you for your modeling of leadership for your peers and for us. And for your community service. This is not an easy volunteer job. You all have to prepare for meetings. This takes your evenings, and I know that you all have a lot of other things going on. And so really appreciate, as Dr. Zerschmied said, as everybody either has or is going to say, really appreciate your participation in this. Not every district has student representatives. I feel very fortunate that we do, and that we have so many, because more voices at the table really enrich the process. And so thank you. It'll be very exciting to see where you all go. And thank you for everything this year.
And I also wanted to express my appreciation. Thank you so much for showing up, sharing what's going on in each school, and all of your wonderful insights and questions. And contributions. Really appreciate all of you, and it's been good getting to know each of you as individuals as well. So thank you so much.
And I will just round it out. I know sometimes things can, like when you're in the thick of it and in the weeds, it's sort of like, what are we really doing? What are we adding to the process? I think when I've talked to former student reps, it's sort of like you're not really sure how much of an impact you might be having. And I think what we're all saying is you had a really, really big, important impact. And so asking those questions, calling things out when you're like, this isn't really what we're seeing at our school, or this is what somebody is telling me their perception is of X, Y, or Z. Bringing those things here into the space is really, really important. And so I think the leadership that you showed, the ability to take in a lot of information and make sense of it, ask questions, draw kind of some conclusions or wonderings about it are all these really intangible things that will really serve you into whatever you do next. And so it has been just a privilege, as always, to work with you all, to see you around school and around town and driving past the library. And so I appreciate the work that you have done. And I know it might seem, again, like, what did we do? But you did a lot. So we're all here to say you did a lot amidst doing a lot of other things. So I appreciate all the work that you've put in being here. So thank you. Do you want to say more? I just put you on the spot to say more.
Thank you.
Do we want to do a quick picture? And, we didn't have, that's right. We still have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on the motion? I should not have done it that way. All right, with no further discussion, I will call for a choral vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. Why don't you guys come up here? Want to come in front for this one? Do you want to come in front for this one? There we go. I know. A lot of hugs. I'll take more. All right.
Chair, if I could, actually. Oh, I know we're done with that item, but maybe if I could just add a quick question. So those of you who know what you're doing next year, could you tell us what you're doing next year?
Next year, I'll be doing a study abroad program in Monteverde, Costa Rica, taking advantage of the cloud forest setting there. Every morning, we'll be doing field work, and then afternoons in the class learning about like biodiversity and a lot of science-related stuff. And then also, I'd like to thank all you guys for allowing us to be up here, me for the last 2 years, and just allowing us to, speak what's going on in the schools and being open to listening and all that. So thank you.
I'm still gonna be here next year, so you don't have to worry about that for another year.
Okay. Even though I'm still deciding on where I'm going to, it's a very complicated matter. It's okay. I want to say thank you. I'll be honest. I came in here because of these. I was looking at last year I was looking at one of the live streams, and I just saw one of the past student representatives, Brianna, and them passing out all of the cupcakes. I was like, oh, we get that every meeting? Oh, maybe I should apply. And I did. I got in, and well, all of these have been great, absolutely. But there have been other things about being a student representative that I've enjoyed as well. Listening to all the commotion in each meeting, listening to everybody, well, listening to me just hash out everything that I do. I know I'm a blabbermouth, but I truly do feel listened to. I truly do feel heard. So I want to say thank you for that. And it's been an amazing, amazing experience. And it's so sad that this is my first year and last year, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. So thank you. Thank you so much.
That was fantastic. Thank you. All right. We are, I know, I love that. You have no idea how much I love that. Okay. We are to our reports of discussion, which is about the new student board representatives with Vice Chair Jaimes and Director Weston.
You know, Director, see, you're lucky I didn't pull my point of order because you were talking about the kids, so it's good. Thank you to the school board for allowing Director Weston and I to participate in this committee because it's one of my favorite committees. And, you know, I hope that you share the same sentiment. It's when we're able to, you know, interview some of our most amazing students that actually applied not just for the cupcakes, that applied and they want to come in and work with us and bring the voice of the students into the boardroom. So I think that that's something that I like to not only commend the ones that are here, but also the new student reps that are coming on. With that, just want to say that we had a lot of applicants. We had some unfortunate no-shows, but that happens. You know, we had some kids that were late and we couldn't interview them after that. So that's also a life lesson. So, you know, but from Tigard High School, we selected Edie Keenan and our very own Moss. Woohoo! Yes, yes. And from Tualatin High School, we have Sarah Masalme. Yep, she's right over there. And Rylan Baker. And I would like to point out that Rylan now knows my Dutch order. I will not say, but well, no, actually, I will say that, you know, he didn't like it, but he tried it, so it's fine. We won't hold that against him. Director Weston, anything that you would like to add?
It's always a pleasure to meet with our student representative applicants, and we had a lot of really fantastic young people. It was a difficult decision because it's always hard to choose amongst so many talented people with great things to contribute. But really excited about our student reps for next year, and thank you so much for all of those who participated.
And also, I would like to say that next year, when we start the school year again, we'll try again for TTVA as well as Creekside, see if we get any more applicants at the beginning of the school year. So,
Thank you so much. And welcome. Very excited that you guys came. Thank you, thank you. All right, we'll move to action items part 2, resolution 2425-20. With Director C.
Good evening. Tonight we have 2 resolutions, both affecting our 24-25 budgets. We're seeking transfer resolutions regarding the appropriation of funds. 2425-20 specifically relates to the general fund and is requesting a transfer of $1,035,000 of which 85,000 will be transferred to the special revenue fund if approved, and that feeds into resolution 2425-21. So our first resolution, as clarified in the memo, specifically has to do with reconciling year-end accounts, and most likely is tied to how employees who were transferred into the general fund this year from old ESSER money are actually being coded according to their functional appropriation.
If there are no questions from my fellow board members, I'll move to approve Resolution 2425-21, appropriation transfer for the 2024-25 Special Revenue Fund budget.
Second.
Motion was made by Director Zerschmidt and seconded by Director Miles. Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, I'll move to a choral vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And you will stay with us for action item part 2B.
Yes, so resolution 2425-21 recognizes the transfer in of $85,000 from the general fund. And this was specifically necessitated by legislation, which is providing a stipend to special education staff. The legislation provided money for the core stipend, but not for the payroll-related benefits. And so the district, to match those funds, needs to transfer these to the special revenue fund. I would ask for whoever makes the motion to approve, we need a slight edit. The top of the resolution is still referring to the general fund, but otherwise all other references to the special revenue fund and the appropriations are correct.
And I just want to say, I think I've made a horrible mistake. The resolution that I made just previously was for resolution 2425-21. I skipped over 20. I was on the wrong page of the board packet. I'm sorry.
So quickly, let's just, so we were all voting on the correct thing, and I even had the page up reading it with you, and I didn't even catch that you said different numbers. Let's go back and amend that motion so we take care of the first one first, and even though we technically voted on the second one, but not knowing that. Okay, so we will.
So I'd like to amend my prior motion to make it, I move to approve resolution 2425-20, appropriation transfer for the 2024-25 general fund budget.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Motion was amended by Director Zerschmidt and seconded by Director Miles. Is there any discussion on the amended motion? Hearing none, I'll move to a choral vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, now we'll go to page 45, and we will entertain a motion for this one.
Now at the right time in the right place, I move to approve resolution 2425-21, appropriation transfer for the 2024-25 special revenue fund budget.
Thank you.
Second.
Motion was made by Director Zerschmidt and seconded by Director Miles. Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, I'll move to a choral vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you so much. And with that, that concludes our